What you have to determine first is this a greater than or a less than? What kind of inequality do we have here? Less than. So it's a less than, which means our graph is going to fall between. All right, so let's go ahead and isolate this absolute value. Add 1 and divide by 3. So when you add 1, we have 3 times the absolute value of 2x plus 4 is less than 30. And then you're going to divide both sides by 3. So that gives us 2x plus 4 is less than 10. And on the other side, you're going to put another less than and a negative 10. So less than is between. Greater than, we separate. So let's subtract the 4. Which gives us negative 14 is less than 2x, which is less than 6. And then divide everything by 2. So it's negative 7 is less than x, which is less than 3. So put an open circle on negative 7. And an open circle on positive 3 and connect it. And that would be your graph. All right, go ahead and take out your notes. So on Tuesday we talked about standard form. Today we're talking about another form, which I believe today we're doing slope-intercept. All right, so can someone tell me what page this is in your notes? Seven? 10. All right, go to page 10 in your notes, please. And look at the bottom of page 10. So we talked about standard form, which standard form does not have any fractions, and a has to be positive. So today we're talking about slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is the most popular form of an equation. It has 2 components. First of all, you have to solve for y. And there's 2 pieces. The first piece is the slope. Slope is rise over run. So in this graph, the rise is 2, the run is 3. So the slope is 2/3. The second thing we have to look at is where does it cross the y-axis? This point, let me zoom in, this point right here, this is my y-intercept. So we call that B. So B equals 1. So that's why the equation for this function would be y equals 2/3 x plus 1. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our few examples together. We're going to put these in slope-intercept form. So in order to put this in slope-intercept form, the first thing we're going to do, we have to solve it for y. So that's why they started off by subtracting 12x. So this 12x, they moved across and it became negative. The second thing they're going to do is divide everything by -4. So let me zoom in. We're dividing all three of these numbers by -4. So now let's write, what do we get? What is this number right here going to be? What is -12 divided by -4? +3. So that goes in this box because that's my slope. And then what is 24 divided by -4? -6. They already put the negative in front, so we just need to put a 6 right here. So what is the slope? What's the number in front of x? 3. And what's my y-intercept? -6. And that's what we're going to practice. We're going to practice putting our equations in slope-intercept form. So let's go ahead. Remember, slope-intercept form means we're going to solve for y. All right, so for this first one, this is my y. The only thing I have to move is that -2x. And if it's negative, then I'm going to add it. So I'm adding 2x to both sides, which gives me y equals 2x plus 8. Now go ahead and write which number is the slope and which one is the y-intercept. Go ahead and write that on these blanks. So this is slope-intercept form. Write the slope and the y-intercept on these two. So my slope is 2. My y-intercept is 8. Who had that? All right, good. Let's look at B. What do you think we're going to do first? Subtract 4x. Good job. So let's subtract 4x. And you have to remember that these two are not like terms. So we can't say 16 minus 4 is 12. That's not how that works. So we have a -2y equals -4x plus 16. And now you're dividing every single number by -2. So that gives us y equals 2x minus 8. That's my slope-intercept form. The slope would be, what's the slope? 2. What's my y-intercept? -8. All right, go ahead and do the next one. Do C. C by yourself. Sometimes your fraction is a slope. I think on this one, you're going to get a fraction. And that's okay. And sometimes you get a fraction for your slope and your y-intercept. let's go ahead and look at this together. For question C, question C, we are subtracting the 3x. Which is 4y negative 3x plus 12. And then you're dividing everything by 4. So your equation would be y equals negative 3/4 x plus 3. So your slope would be negative 3/4. Your y-intercept is 3. Who had that? I think somebody put 8. It's because you were subtracting 4 instead of dividing by 4. So you're dividing everything by 4. All right, go ahead and do question D. And I think both your slope and y-intercept are both fractions. All right, so your first step was what? What did you do first? Add 5x. Good job. So 7y equals 5x plus 9. And now you're going to divide everything by 7. So you get y equals 5/7x plus 9/7. So your slope is 5/7 and your y-intercept is 9/7. You could also convert that to decimals, but I'm just leaving them as fractions. But I would take a fraction or a decimal. Okay, so I just passed out homework 3. Homework 3, you can work on the front side. So that's what I want you to do for the rest of the class period. Work on the front side. The first half is standard form, and the second half is slope-intercept form. Don't do the back yet. If you have homework 2 finished, bring it up, and I will stamp those for you.